Hello there. Well, because of YouTube failing to process my videos, the upload goes fine, but the videos fail to finish processing. They go on for hours and hours, and I end up having to delete them and upload a lower quality MP4, smaller file size, and they seem to work fine. So this is the final episode of the Gen House project, part 6. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Well, today, of course, is another day. Since this last section of video that you just saw, I painted this black oil base, and I might just leave it that way. I just put one coat on. Over here is the screw-up area, and the same way with the other side. What I'm going to do is take a 3/4 inch thick piece of pine, go from here right to the edge here to blend in even with this. That'll kind of strengthen this part here a little bit. So I got this, I guess you'd call it 1x3, yeah, piece of pine. We're just going to set it in there. Of course, I got to cut it to get around this 2x4 here and trim it a little bit and cut it even to the end. And basically that'll just, it'll cover up this screwy mess here and enable me to give a little strength here, and the same with the other side. On this corner here, I'll probably round it off a little bit. The main thing is we don't want water getting inside here, but we can round this corner off, it's alright. On that far corner, we'll leave it square like that, because it's going to be the air intake, and I just don't want any chance of any water coming in there, so that's why I got that overhang more so than this one. This one here is a total of about 5 inches, and that one's about 6 or 6.5. This is just stuck up in there. I notched it out for here. She flushes out with the trim out here. What I'm going to do is put a clamp on here and bring this whole thing back on the bench there, and I'm going to nail it or screw it or whatever into the back from the Luan side into this. But I'm going to mark here first so that this don't move in case the clamp gets dislocated or something. And she's flush up to the top up here, so this will all become part of the side, and then I'll paint this flat. I'll paint this black like I got here. I think it probably looks good black, and the top will have well, it's all oil based now, so I'll probably leave it like that. If you look in the back side under here, I just left it full, but what I'm going to do, I still want to put some paint on the inside of that, but I don't have enough spray paint. Okay, this is the way I did it. I just nailed it in here. And I have to make sure that this piece here isn't going to hit the wall when I raise it. If it does, I'll have to cut a little bit out of here with my handsaw. Now over here I got to do the same thing. I got to put a trim. Now I've got the piece already angled out and ready to go in there. But it has to be finished out, you know, just notched out and so forth. Yet it's not complete. So for this side, we'll do one side at a time here. Like it might be okay. I can trim it out anyway, so I'm going to measure up for the other side now. 3/4 of an inch away from the wall. That's fine. That's what I want. Because we still got a 2x4, which is 1.5 inches thick, of course. Will keep the weather out of it. Now, I'll take this. Okay. We'll come back, pull it back, and I'll spray paint those pieces of wood black. Come back on the video in a little while. Alright, I got it painted, and things will be fine. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a corner brace in here and in here. I'm going to do that off camera. I can't do everything here. I got 110 short clips so far in this video to this date at which I'm recording right now. And it's going to take me hours to edit this. Hours. And that's why I only record in 640 by 480. HD is impossible. The Pinnacle program literally crashes. Cannot handle it. So, anyways, I'm going to make a brace here and a brace here. This is strong, but I want to just put a brace in here. Now over here, I ran out of Rust-Oleum black paint, but primarily I wanted to just spray the edges because this Luan, I don't know how good this stuff is. I don't think it's as good as the Luan I used to use years ago, where you could leave it outside unpainted and it would never delaminate. So I just wanted to do that, and then I want to paint it with something else on the inside, but I'm not sure of what. Well, I got the corner braces in. Of course, this lousy paint that I told you scrapes off for every little thing. Looks like hell, but we'll just paint over it anyways. We've got to paint over the black here and paint this. This one came out pretty good. Well, not really as an angle here. I cut it with the chop saw, but it's not 100%. This one doesn't come out too good, but it's in there. So I'm going to just paint over this, get this trim touched up again. And over here, I got the platform. I added a brace to it here in the middle because there's two pieces of plywood joined together. This is the ramp, which I showed earlier in the video. So I just got to paint that redwood too, and that'll be stored in there when the generator is not in use. Now, I got to drill for the vents. Now, can't put the vents near the top because there's 2x4s in the way, and I'm sure as hell not going to drill a hole in here and weaken this structure to put a vent up in here. So here's what I've done. You come over here. We allowed for that 2x4, which is on the vertical, right here, and over here. And what this is going to enable me to do is to tell me where to start drilling. So I'm going to take my hole saw, my 1 inch that I use for my lock set, and I'm going to drill little 1 inch holes right along here. All right, what I did is I started drilling in here, and then came through from the other side. This gave me the height that I needed, so that I didn't, I allowed for the 2x4. And over here, I already hit it, so I'm going to come through the other side. You think it would go quicker than that. Of course, I'm not pushing it hard because I don't want to splinter out the wood, because that's why I start on the inside here, so it doesn't splinter out the wood. Taking a look on the outside, you can see that it's not right up against this 2x4 because I have to allow for the frame, which the 2x4 is on the vertical, of course, as I showed you earlier. So the 2x4 will come right up in here, and naturally if you drill it down here, you're going to be in 2x4, you're not going to get any ventilation. So although the ventilation isn't right on the very top, which I'd rather have it because heat rises, this is better than none. So I figured to put 4 here, we'll put 4 on the other side, and then down at that end, there'll be a hole here or a vent, some kind of a vent screen or something with louvers on it to keep the rain from blowing in. Alright, well, as you can see here, I've got the holes drilled, which I've showed you early in the video, and I put a coat of that floor and deck paint on there. Now I'm about ready to mount the hinges. I got them marked out here as to where they're going. So I'm going to pre-drill each one of these holes here so I can get the screws started in there. We got the fairly good heavy hinges here. And over here, the only thing we didn't do, and we'll do that off camera, probably we're going to take the time to put that on video because I got to cut a vent here for the intake side of the generator. But we'll do that off camera. So basically I'm going to mount these 2 hinges on here and then pretty well wind up this project on video anyhow. Okay, now I got the hinges in place. Now, what I'm going to do up on the top here is I'm going to have a little turnbuckle on the wall of the shed to hold this thing up when gassing up the generator and so forth. And this will also enable me to cut out the opening on this end for the input vent, which will be done off camera. So basically, that's it on this. I'll close this down. Well, that concludes the project. The little painting up and everything. I don't need to put that on video. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to do some finishing touches on this here. And I hope you enjoyed this project. Take care. Have a good day.